Right then, this is a walk-around video for an absolutely stunning car. Every single way. This is a Lexus NX 300 hybrid. Obviously it's the top of the range premier model. Finished in this kind of bronze grey metallic. I'm terrible with colours, but it looks absolutely stunning on the car. This particular example's covered 87,000 miles. Benefits from a lovely history and is in a condition that would go with any car done 20,000 miles. It is in extraordinary condition. So going around the car for you, I mean, the styling is absolutely amazing. I say in the advert, I think it just makes others in this class look so bland, and they all conform really, but this doesn't at all. And it's absolutely immaculate at the front there, just wonderfully clean. Bonnet, can't see a stone chip anywhere on there. There must be one, obviously. Near side of the vehicle, mirror smooth in the panel work, and such interesting lines and crease lines in the car. Looks absolutely fantastic. Near side front alloy should be the one that takes sort of all the bashing, and I can't see hardly a mark on there at all. Panel work completely unblemished. Near side rear alloy again completely clean. And again, to continue the theme, it's just the angles and the seen in the flesh. It's videos and pictures don't do this car justice in terms of the way it looks. It really doesn't. And then the back into the offside, driver's side, again completely smooth in the panels. I mean, it's hard to believe. I mean, we literally just swilled it off. I mean, it's doesn't need polishing, doesn't need anything artificial to help it. Offside rear alloy, again, absolutely lovely. Worth pointing out, full set of Yokohama tyres on the car. Again, lovely sign of ownership that they've kept a top brand on all axles and all wheels. And final alloy, perfect. I mean, it really is a car that has to be seen, as I said. It's coming to the back now. Obviously, electric tailgate on the car, as you'd expect. Load liner fitted, which again, lovely sign of ownership. Fabrics, everything. When you look under here, and the carpet looks literally, it's just straight out of the factory. It's in astonishing condition. Coming to the back of the car now, you've got this beautiful leather interior. It looks absolutely stunning on the car. It looks slightly lighter in reality when the camera makes it look slightly darker, but it is just gorgeous. And then again, just amazing condition. Coming to the front now, again, all wonderfully clean and tidy. Electrically adjustable. Passenger seat there, again, just in pristine condition. Coming on driver's side, again, wonderfully clean. So I've just got a rubber mat there, just covering that carpet underneath to keep it clean. Driver's seat, again, in fantastic condition. The only way you'll see on all of them, which is quite right as well, where your bum swings in and out, the bolsters go slightly soft, which is exactly as they should be. But the leatherwork, generally speaking, said absolutely amazing. So inside the car now, engine as always is running, and the dashboard, again, just fantastic. I really love these cars, you can probably tell by now. Sat nav, all working exactly as it should. If they pop the car into reverse, you get a lovely rear parking camera, plus you get the 360 camera angle around on the car on these premier models as well. Looks, again, all working exactly as it should, but it's been kept. So sorry for my shaky hands, a bit early in the morning to be doing this, which is why it's probably slightly dark. Pop that back into drive and then come across the dashboard here. Again, everything, I mean, it's just beautifully displayed. Everything about the car is absolutely wonderful. I'm not sure whether you can actually see, it's hard to get it with the camera, but up there, you've got the heads-up display. Which is again a lovely feature on these the premier models, but it is, as I said, it's an absolutely astonishing condition in here. Right then, this is a road test video, and this is for a Lexus NX 300 hybrid, and it's the premier model. Car is registered DK64OEL and mileage of 87,700. The reason we do all of our videos, and especially this road test section, is to ensure that if anyone is looking online at any of our cars advertised, they actually get to see the car in operation, and it's the very one you see in the pictures. The reason for that is really simple. We know to our cost how frustrating it can be to go and see cars which can look perfectly good in a description, only to get there and find out that it's got a fundamental issue that shows up whilst you drive the car, kind of warning lights, noises, that kind of thing. So hence that's why we do it. We also do it on these lovely quiet country roads very close to our premises. This actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on, so hopefully then it'll be representative of what you feel yourself should you be offered a test drive in a car. So coming to the car itself, very short backstory. About 3 NXs ago, we bought one for myself and my wife because we wanted to try them. We sell lots of Lexus, loads of Hondas, Japanese only, but it's not a guarantee we're going to like the cars. So we like to try them first, and then if we do, we'll go on and sell them. So obviously we want to, enjoy what we're doing basically, and talk with conviction. And we loved our car. And we've had a couple of the F Sports, and this is the first of the Premier models, and I have to say, what a car. It is absolutely amazing, but I'm aware that I'm probably preaching to the converted in this video anyway. So coming to the car and going through all the things I usually do. Basically press the button, car starts instantly. Normally goes into kind of battery mode, you don't even hear it start. Those that haven't had a hybrid before, especially a Lexus hybrid of this vintage, I mean, you're in for an absolute treat. They are astonishing cars in every single way. The mechanical refinement, the interaction between engine and hybrid and battery, and how it all works together. As I say, quite often, as far as I'm concerned, it is the stuff of witchcraft, the way it all comes together. It is seamless, absolutely incredible. Only now are other manufacturers starting to kind of catch up with how this works. Certainly haven't caught up with the reliability of them, but certainly the way they work. As Lexus now make clear, because of range anxiety on some sort of battery only and plug-in cars, this is a self-charging car. You don't do anything. You basically just put petrol in a normal way, drive it in a normal way, and that's it. So nothing more exciting than that in that sense, but nothing to worry about either. You're just going to stand at a petrol pump for a couple of minutes, fill up the fuel, and on your way. When you back off the throttle and hit the brake pedal, it regenerates the power, puts it back into the battery, because it kind of tops up the performance and helps with the economy of the car. That's the whole point of it. But it is amazing. You've got 3 settings on these cars. A little button down here, so normally defaults into normal mode. I can twist it to the left and goes into eco mode, so it's more economical still. Throttle response feels number, definitely. Press a button and back into normal. But if you twist it to the right, you get a rev counter suddenly appear on your dashboard, and the throttle response is much more instant, much quicker, much keener to pick up. In my F Sport, I suppose I spend most of my time actually in normal mode. Most of it because I'm bothered to press a button, but every now and again twist it and just get that sort of peppier performance. But it's a nice feature, and it is relevant as well. The one button that is relevant and completely ignored, I did see, and I'm not going to name names on YouTube, a video, because I'm not going to knock them, but they clearly into their electric cars first and foremost, and they kind of mock the EV mode button on the car. Now, as far as I'm concerned, certainly what I was told by the chaps at Lexus, basically think of the EV mode as a polite mode. It gives you a very short period of time where you can drive on electric only. But imagine if you were getting up early in the morning to go to the airport, or you did a shift that was that time in the morning and you didn't want to upset your neighbours, you can press the button and ensure it drives silently away from the street you live on before kicking the engine in. And that's the way to view it. So rather than sort of snarl at it, I think it's actually a lovely feature. They also snarled at the fact that it had a CD player, which again rather kind of irked me, because loads of people still have them. We're not all complete techno fans. We don't all understand how Bluetooth and all that kind of stuff works. It's just playing with the buttons actually. It's just nice to have the facility to use these things, because you might not be is adept at sort of understanding these things. I'm not. I don't pretend I am. So I'll put my CDs in. I think if I put my USB in, it plays my music somehow. No idea how to get it to come back on, but you know, that's the way it works. But no, I don't think it's unnecessary dig at the car, because it's a wonderful vehicle. There are no warning lights on the car, by the way, relating to the engine or any other part of the car. Temperature gauge running at just over a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on one of these. Engine obviously utilises, the powertrain rather, utilises a CVT gearbox. Again, absolutely fantastic. It is seamless again. There's no gear change, so you just put your foot down, accelerate. Occasionally, and I'm going to mimic it now, so this is what, again, on road tests they tend to highlight. 1 in 100 times you might get in the car and have to put your foot down hard to accelerate away. The revs are going to pick up, but then you back the throttle off. That's what you do when you reach the speed. You don't keep your foot down droning away for ages and ages. So again, ignore that. It is one of the most beautifully developed powertrains anywhere, and it is the smoothest way to get from A to B I can possibly imagine, especially if you're doing loads of town and city driving. Low speed manoeuvring is so much smoother and slicker than in conventional gearboxes, especially kind of turbo diesels and autos. They can be quite clunky at low speeds. These, nothing at all. It's absolutely silky smooth. Steering on the vehicle, really nicely weighted, very precise and accurate. Track's nice and straight. There's no vibrations at this speed or any speed up the legal limit, but it's very car-like and smooth through the corners. You kind of guide it through. The chassis responds beautifully with it as well, I have to say. The chassis, again, just listening out for any noises. There's none, of course. It's just the car genuinely feels and drives and looks like new. It's an amazing example, this one. The ride is beautifully comfortable. I'd have to say, I'm guessing, I don't know, and I should find out. I'm imagining the F-Sports either run on a sort of lower profile tyre or slightly firmer shocks, because this is definitely smoother than the F-Sport that I had, and that was smooth. This just takes it to another level, I have to say. But going through the corners, again, it flows through corners really nicely. There's not excessive body motions, body roll. Again, really nicely done. Brakes on the car, make sure no one's directly behind me, but basically press them hard. Nice, powerful brake pedal on the car. Again, you've got a no kind of pulsing or vibrations coming back through the brake pedal either. And unlike some cars which have regenerative braking, you haven't got that horrible lurchy feeling with the brake pedal. And it still feels slightly different to normal, conventional cars, I guess, but it is miles, much, it's by far and away the best at doing that. So coming inside, first things first, believe the press when it comes to build quality. I mean, this is possibly one of the best built cars you'll ever sit in. It is beautifully put together. Material quality, switchgear, everything you touch and press is just superbly designed and engineered. But it's also just a really interesting place to sit inside the car. You've got sort of themes running from the exterior of the car, kind of like, you know, the grille on the front with it kind of comes in like this. It's kind of mimicked on here as well. I'm just going to wait here because there's a lorry at the end of the lane, and I'm not going to have an argument with him and just let him come down. But yeah, I mean, it's all beautifully done. You know, nice, easy to use sort of sat-nav system. You've got a dual zone climate control system, which is nice. You can operate it separately on buttons down here rather than relying on the kind of little mouse pad down here. Obviously heated, cooled seats working exactly as they should. Very nice of him to wave at me. And then down here you've got sort of the controls for your engine modes. You've got the little mouse pad for controlling the screen at the top. Again, very nicely designed and developed. Much better than the kind of the mouse that they used to use. Just fingertip, just run your fingers across it. In front of me, got the heads-up display, which works beautifully on a car, I have to say. I've not always been a massive fan of them, but it just seems to fit. I mean, you can adjust the angle of the display content as well with a little button down on the dash. but really nice feature on the car. Steering wheel just looks and feels absolutely as new in hand. You've got active radar cruise control. Again, all works exactly as it should, and that's a lovely thing to use. So it speeds you up and slows you down, you probably know. Best part for me is just the trim in here. This beautiful interior design looks absolutely stunning in the car. And rather than the usual black leather interior, which can on sort of dull winter days can be quite a depressing place to sit, or bakingly hot on summer's days, this just looks really tastefully done, and just adds a lightness and warmth to the interior that those cannot give you, and it's in absolutely amazing condition. This is a wonderful car in every single way. I can't fault it. However, as always, if you've got any questions, don't hesitate, do give us a call.